Aloha, this is Martina Wing, live from Hawaii, talking about manta rays again. This is what I do every Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I love to talk about the manta rays that live along the Kona coast in Hawaii. And today I wanted to talk about someone very special that we've seen for so many years, and her name is Lefty. And I hope you're going to join me, maybe right now live. We'll see who's going to come and join me. Or you're going to watch the replay. And of course, I always want you guys to leave a comment where you're from, or if you've met this particular manta ray before, and her name is Lefty. So I hope audio is all good. Leave me comments if it's not. Just want to do a quick introduction. Here we go. Tara is here, live from Mexico. I love this. Thanks. And Tara, let me know audio if there's any problems. Give me a shout out. I think it's, I plugged everything in correctly. Okie dokie. So where do I live? What do I do? My name is Martina Wing. I live on the Kona coast. Check it out. This is the right printout this time. Nothing is mirrored anymore. This is the big island of Hawaii. I live in Kalua Kona. And every week I talk about the manta rays that live along this coastline. And we have some dive sites or viewing sites. And I talk specifically about the airport location and also Keaho and what's happened here with us for the manta rays, how the humans should passively interact with the manta rays to see some really beautiful nature display. I personally believe that this is one of the most beautiful things you will see and experience in your life. And so that's what I do for 20 years. I swim with the manta rays. I actually dive. I swim guide. I film the manta rays. That was the biggest part of my career here in Kona, 19 years. And I have lots of footage I like to share. And today is a day where I want to talk about a particular manta ray. It's a manta feature. And her name is Lefty. And when I talk about Lefty, what's special about her, and you will see that in a few minutes, in a few seconds, on her, the manta rays have these cephalic fins, these fins here in the front, and Lefty's is actually damaged. It's kind of flopping around. So, but it's easier to tell you these things when we watch or look at pictures. And what I do in the background, I created a presentation, and technically I have to just switch around with the screen, and this is always challenging, so just give me a second to get to the right place. I think this is screen share. Here we go. And then I have to go over here and then go to presentation. Here you go. So this is our manta ray I want to talk about today. Her name is Lefty, and you can see here already there is this cephalic fin. Looks funny. Just some basic information, and also why she is so special in this population of manta rays that live along the coastline. Lefty was seen since June 1st, 1979. So I'm going to repeat, 1979. This is an incredible 37 years of sightings because I'm going to say that here down here, but she was seen last time in 2016. At the point in 1979, she was about 6 to 8 feet. She was identified by Steve Mickelbist. He used to be the owner of Sandwich Isle Divers. His store is not open anymore. But I've had many interactions with Steve, and he told me that we saw Lefty. He said 6 to 8 feet, no question. And all these years I met Lefty, she was definitely a mature female manta ray, and I think she went up to 12 to 14 feet. You see it in a little bit in the footage how big she is compared to the humans. Yeah, I want to repeat this one more time. Consistent sightings for 37 years. So she is really, really the first one in the ID catalog featured. There was one more other manta ray, W. Ray, was identified in 1979, but W. Ray was not seen as much as Lefty. Last sighting, April 2016. This is actually why I wanted to talk about her. She had an email. I saw an email the other day where someone asked us about when is the last time you saw this particular manta ray, because she is just so well known, and this prompted me to talk about her today. The other reason I wanted to talk to her about her today is because we had this really bad injury to a manta ray that took place last week, Eli Ray, and I did a last Facebook Live. So if you're interested in this, check out last Facebook Live. It has to do with that our industry has just so grown, and this particular man ray, Eli Ray, was injured by a boat propeller, and Lefty had been through some injuries too, and you know, I never knew why she didn't show up anymore, because she was such a regular. And your last sighting in April 2016, so it's coming up to 2 years. A man ray that was seen so much suddenly disappears. You know, there's really only one conclusion, that she doesn't live here anymore on the coastline, and we don't really know what happened to her. But she was definitely one of the most favorite Kona manta rays, and I'll show you here in a second with the footage why she was just very, very comfortable around everybody. Cool. So next slide. Let's go to the next one. I want to show you how we identified her. Besides this marking here on her belly, it's very particular on her. She has a diamond shape here on the top, and we just kind of make this a little bigger, and had space between. So nothing that you can really see and remember, like Big Bertha has an arrowhead, or Blaine Ray had a shaka sign on his belly. She was more like unidentifiable, but because of her cephalic fin being damaged, she here the left paralyzed cephalic fin. She was just so easy to identify from the front. People asked all the time what happened to Lefty. We don't really know. She was the first one in the ID catalog, and she showed up with the cephalic fin damaged or paralyzed. But it never stopped her from feeding, and she maybe even took advantage of the situation to have a challenged situation. It was so easy to swim to the lights at night and get some extra food. There was also some damage by propeller damage here on the side on her wing. This picture is already when it's healed up. But she has been, because she was so comfortable to everybody meaning to the humans and the boats, over the years there was also some propeller damage, unfortunately, but another way to ID her. Alrighty, so let's see what the next slide is. And then I want to just repeat, Lefty was seen for 37 years consistently, at least 100 to 200 times a year. I mean, that's an incredible number, 365 days of the year. Of these 365, we probably went out, I don't know, in the last 10 years, probably coverage was there 350 times to see this particular manner, albeit the site that she could show up. And she showed up at least 100 to 200 times. We did the in-depth statistics a few years ago, and she was just always in the 200s. And 37 years, I think that's a really long time. And if people asked about the age of a man ray, Lefty is definitely one that taught us to learn about that they can live a really long time. Today we teach that man rays can live 50 to 100 years. Cannot really prove the 100 years, but Lefty was 6 to 8 feet wide at this point. And when she was identified, and then she grew up to a mature female. And, that takes some time. Let's give it 5 to 8 years to really grow up to. So 37 years being seen, and then give another 8 years to be at a few years to get to 8 feet, etc. So she was at least 45 years, and all these times we've seen her around. So she's definitely one special manta ray. And enough of this. I want to show you some footage. Let's go into this video. It comes from Google Drive, so I hope this all works out. Yep, so she's coming towards the camera right now. She's, again, easy to identify with the cephalic fins right in front of her mouth, kind of covering her mouth a little bit. And then in front of my light, she started to open her mouth and wanted to feed, but she was just gliding by. On the next scene, you can see how she was challenged. The cephalic fin is kind of down here. This is the healthy one on her right side. But it didn't bother her. She was always around. And you can see how when she opens the cephalic fins, how it actually flaps in front of her mouth. Whoop. Kind of cool. Yeah. I'm going to try to play that again, this footage. Because she's just so beautiful, isn't she? I mean, give me a comment on that one. Isn't it a beautiful manta ray? Alrighty. So again, she's coming towards the camera. She has the cephalic fin covering her mouth, challenged to feed, we believe. But it didn't stop her from being a regular manta ray. She probably took advantage of the situation many times with the lights. And super comfortable. We've had so many close-ups with this manta ray. Pretty cool. Alrighty. Okay, so the next slide is how comfortable she is with the people. So Lefty in action, that's what I call this slide. Let's check it out. Thank you, Tara. Thank you. It's beautiful, isn't it? So these are the snorkelers on the surface. This is Vicky Ray in the background, but you're able to identify Lefty at this point. Now check out how she is really thrilling the people, being so close to the surface, just doing her barrel roll. Why is she doing that? She just wanted the food that were right in front of the lights. Lights attract plankton at night, and Lefty just always said, yep, let's go there and eat that food. And then gives you also an idea how big she is if you think of the width of the board and etc. Then she comes close to divers. Oops, did you see how he got slapped around, this guy? Right there. Just thought I'd repeat that clip. And then, oh yeah, another snorkeler. It's getting hit in the head. Okay, I should have prepared you for this, but Lefty just really liked to be close to people. And this is, I think, one of the most favorite clips where she just pushes a snorkeler 2 or 3 feet across. Check this out. Boom. Now, we talk about powerful manta rays. She is definitely a powerful manta ray. Let me try to get to this place again. I hope I can forward a little bit. Nope, I cannot. Oh well, I just play it again. I think it's so beautiful. Keep watching. She likes to come close to the people. Yeah, I have so much footage of Lefty. This morning when I put this together, it was just so, yeah, perfect behavior with the snorkelers. Tara, you're right on it. Oh no, Daniel is here. Hey, perfect behavior of the snorkelers. It's the way to do it. It's right. Thanks for being here, Daniel. I cannot really see who's with me right now. I just see comments. This is great. And yeah, and she really slapped around a few people over the years. Boom. I just love this stuff. Alrighty. And then here we go where she slaps someone in the face. You know, she was just in someone's way. Oh well. Yeah, and this is a really favorite one of mine. It gives you also the idea how powerful these wings are. They're not just gentle giants, they're really giants. Boom. Alright. Okie dokie. And what else do I have in store? Yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit more beauty of this beautiful manta ray. And this was a scene I filmed, I think 2015, the year before she left. And this was a special night. I actually had made a special video on one of the Facebook posts for her, because she's just gliding through the site. She's not moving around, so you can also see how they glide. But at the same time they sink. You know, if they don't move their wingtips, they actually would sink down. And she was just coming lower and lower. We were all sitting there as divers, and she comes. Hi, Jean. Thank you for the shaka. How Lefty just sinks down to the divers, moves just minimal, and then ends up, thankfully, right on top of me with the camera, and then went over this diver's head. And, you know, this lady, I talked to her afterwards. She was just ecstatic to have this beautiful manta ray so close to her. And not beautiful, man, just beautiful, just also a manta ray that taught us so many things over the years. Alrighty. So I just love for you to enjoy this. And all the fish in the background. This is just the incredible ambience we have at the Manta Heaven dive site. And I know Daniel has done it many times. Tara has done it many times at this site. I know Jean has been there. Her son has been there. He works there actually. So, yeah, these manta rays just really thrill everything out of us. It's just so humbling and beautiful to have this gentle giant so close to you. And yeah, alrighty. I think I have one more slide, and then I come back to finish up today's Facebook Live. The last one is I just wanted to say a hui hulu Lefty, as it means in Hawaiian, until we meet again. So we don't know if Lefty died in 2016. She just didn't show up again after all these years. Being sighted so many times from 1979 till 2016. She thrilled the people along the Kona coast when they saw her at night. And I really, really hope that we can see her again. Maybe she moved to another island, who knows? But I don't know what you believe, but maybe we see her in Manta, in a heavenly place, and hopefully Lefty is still around, just not on the Kona coast anymore. Alrighty, so I'm gonna come back on screen. Here we go. I just don't know how to do it. Here we go. This was my day, my Facebook Live today about Lefty. I hope you enjoyed this. What I really would like you guys to do, give me a like, give me a share. If you have any experience with Lefty, it would be awesome to share that with us in the comment section. Just say something like, yes, I've met Lefty, and maybe the year you saw Lefty, maybe you remember. And if you have not met Lefty, then leave me a comment where you watching from in the replays. Thanks for all the likes and the hearts. I talk to you next week. I'm not sure what I'm talking about next time. I'm still always in the air talking to my assistant, my Tara, and talk to Haley what people would like to see. You can let me know this as well. But thank you so much for watching today. This was the feature about Lefty, and thank you so much, and talk to you later. Bye bye.